Imagine waking up every day with clarity. No endless scrolling, no racing thoughts, just calm, focus, and a clear sense of what truly matters. Sounds impossible? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. And this isn't just another productivity hack video. This is about making time intentionally for truly what matters in your life. Today, I'm going to share the game-changing lessons from this book, Make Time, plus the exact tactics I've used to reclaim my time, my energy, my honesty, and my sanity. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hi, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Tahir, and I'm an academic at university. I am obsessed with learning, with teaching, with self-development. And so if you're also into growing, into productivity, into self-development, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss another video. So let's dive into the book. The first tactic that resonated with me is creating tech resistance. Let's start with the enemy of focus, your phone. Ever checked your screen time and felt personally attacked? Yeah, me too. So I decided to create some resistance. I've moved all the distracting, endless doom scrolling apps such as TikTok, Facebook, Reddit, YouTube off my home screen onto a second screen. I also set some limits on my apps, especially TikTok and Facebook. Yeah, I'm a bit old, I use Facebook. So I know how much I'm using and it reminds me when I'm doom scrolling. I've also managed to program my phone to automatically go onto sleep mode every night. This creates friction. If I try to use my phone during this time, beyond the limit or during sleep mode, it makes me pause and think, do I really need to use my phone at this time? I also started monitoring my screen time. Every week, I get an alert showing my average daily usage and compare it to the previous week. It's not to judge myself, but it's to take back control. It's wild just how a few steps of friction can save you hours of distraction. Another tactic that I really enjoyed in this book was to design your day with highlight. The core idea from this book, Making Time, is that every day you choose a highlight, one thing that matters the most, and focus on achieving that, rather than having endless to-do lists and things to do. I made a slight tweak to this because I found it quite challenging to think of a highlight every day. So what I've done is at the start of the week, I list the 5 highlights or my 5 goals that I want to achieve. Sometimes it's fewer than 5, but it's never more than 7. These goals could be big goals, like finishing a work presentation or scripting and filming this video, or smaller things like making sure I hit the gym. Throughout the week, I aim to complete these priorities, and each night I reflect. I set a 10 p.m. alert on my phone to remind me to pause, check in, feel gratitude, and track my progress. Sometimes life gets in the way, and that's okay. The key is consistency, not perfection. And if I fall off track, I simply just pick myself up and try again the next day. That one small intention can create a powerful ripple of focus and fulfillment. What was this week's highlight? Well, making and filming this video for you. I need to do some exam marking. I wanted to hit the gym at least 3 times this week. I wanted to do a sauna, a cold plunge, and I wanted to finish a few chapters of this book I'm currently reading. And guess what? It's only Thursday, nearly Friday, and I've accomplished most of these goals and I feel great, which means for the next 2 days, I could also relax and feel good and think about next week's goal. Another beautiful tactic of this book was connecting with your tribe. Productivity does not mean isolation. Make time reminded me to make time for people. I regularly called a friend or family member, and this book reminded me how important this is. And whenever possible, I try to meet this person in person whenever I can. Even just one meaningful conversation or connection with the right person can lift your mood, reset your mindset, and make you feel like a human again. Another tactic that I really liked was not to oversleep. Here's the hard truth. I love sleeping in. It feels amazing. But the rest of your day is wrecked, and it also wrecks your rhythm. So I try to wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends and even when I'm on holiday. I'm not a morning person, so it's not no crazy hour, but I try to wake up at a reasonable time. If I'm on a holiday or if it's a weekend, sometimes I'll give myself a grace period of 35 to 45 minutes, but nothing more. And it's not just about discipline, it's about protecting your energy. I've also started to track my sleep, trying to align with sunrise and sunset and work with my body and work schedule. Another super beautiful tactic I really love from this book was the idea that you need to move your body. This book is super clear. Movement fuels focus. Movement is medicine. What I've tried to do is commit to daily exercise, even if it's just a 15-minute walk. Tons of research backs this up. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, it improves your memory, it boosts your moods, and you feel so good afterwards. Maybe sometimes sore, but good nevertheless. And honestly, it doesn't matter what type of movement it is. It could be a walk, it could be a stretch, it could even be a dance when you're in the shower. Just move daily. One of my favorite tactics was doing absolutely nothing on purpose. Whenever I fly, I try for as long as I can not to open my laptop. I commit to not watching any TV series or movies on the screen. I just sit, stare, and think. Your brain needs stillness to reset and make new connections and form new ideas. And if you're on a flight, sometimes they even feed you and look after you. All you have to do is lean in and do nothing and stare out the window. It's actually quite fun. Meditation and forest walking. Let's get a bit scientific. Meditation literally changes your brain. A Harvard study found that in just 8 weeks of meditation can increase your grey matter in your brain. And this is linked to memory, to empathy, and stress regulation. So I try to meditate for at least 5 minutes a day, several times a week. I can't commit to every day a week because it's just too hard, but several times a week is fine for me. I tried using this app called Headspace and then Calm, but I've now signed up to another subscription base called Mind Value, which I find super helpful. Again, you could try whatever type of meditation works for you. I used to think you had to meditate in complete silence, you had to sit up in a lotus position, but it's okay, it's the intention of meditation that matters. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent to the practice. And then there's forest bathing, and this is a practice actually supported by the Japanese government. Walking in nature has been shown to reduce cholesterol, your stress hormone, lower your heart rate, and even boost your immune system. I try to unplug at least once a week and go for a long bike ride around the river. Yes, I'm cheating a bit because I have an e-bike, but it still requires pedaling because it's pedal assist, and it is total bliss. No headphones, no music, just the trees and me and my thoughts. And the final tactic that I really liked was a gentle gratitude reminder. Every night at 10 p.m, my phone gives me a slight nudge, asking me, what am I grateful for? I set a reminder to do this. And that's it, a tiny reminder to think about what I'm grateful for and for me to reflect. I've tried to list things I'm grateful for, but I just found what I was doing was actually just listing. Whereas now, when I think about it, I let the whole emotion consume my body, and it's a lot more powerful. So, I'm grateful I filmed this video. So I think about how happy, how accomplished I feel that I hit my weekly highlight, and I cannot help but smile. Research from Dr. Robert Emmons from UC Davis and Dr. Martin Sugman from the University of Pennsylvania shows that practicing gratitude can increase overall happiness by 25%. That's 25%, people. That is massive. Gratitude isn't cheesy, it's a mental strength training. Make time isn't about squeezing more into your schedule. It's about clearing your path on what matters the most. Your highlight, your tribe, your body, your mind. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe and drop me a comment sharing what your highlight of the day was. Let's build a community that makes time on purpose. And if you like this video, make sure to check out my other videos.